Hey guys, once again, hello. Let's get right into it. Gonna answer like 25 of your questions. Let's go. Okay. How often do you dye your hair? Where do you get your hair dyed? Okay, for the first two questions. I dye my hair whenever I want and whenever it's convenient for me or when I feel like I need a change. And where do you get your hair dyes and where do I get it dyed? Okay, so I get my hair bleached at the salon for cheap, just one coat because I'm cheap. And I dye it myself. Before, I got my dyes from Japan when we went to Don Quixote. And my dyes that I used when I had blue hair was from Arctic Fox. And I used that to dye my dog's hair as well, Louis. And yeah. What else? Yeah, what else can I say about that? When I had blonde hair, it was barely blonde. I wanted silver hair, like Black Parade Gerard white silver, but didn't quite get that look when you're trying to DIY, so my Arctic Fox silver color went to waste, but it's still there. Okay, so how do you deal with bleached hair? I deal with bleached hair by washing it only once a week and conditioning and putting a hair mask. So for those of you who cannot handle the heat or the greasiness of only washing your hair once a week, try every other day or every 2 days, especially when your hair is dyed, because you're gonna save a lot more money and color when you do it that way. Okay, let's get to the next ones. Okay, piercing questions. How painful was your face piercings? How was the healing process? Okay, this one took about 8 weeks for me before I changed the jewelry, and this one was crazy because it's supposed to heal for about 6 months before you can change it. Some people do it quicker, like they change the barbell after like 2 weeks into another stud or a circular hoop thing. I forgot what it's called. Wow. But yeah, this one was 2 out of 10 painful, didn't even bleed. This one was about 3.5. You kind of tear up a little bit, but yeah, it bleeds way more than this, but heals really fast, so make sure to do your salt soaks and clean them. When did you get your piercings? I got my first earlobes, the first piercings of my earlobes when I was a baby, and everything else, the second one I got when I was 16, the third ones when I was 17. My double helix I got when I got my septum done last year, around end of March. And I got this with this last year end of March, and I got this last June. So yeah. Did your septum piercing hurt? I mean, it obviously did, but how bad? Because I want one. Hoo, it's so cute. Itchy. Oh yeah, Abby, it's gonna look so good on you, seriously. Septum piercings are the kinds of piercings that don't really look bad on anyone. So it's gonna look amazing on you. Yes, it hurt, like I previously said, but it's like someone pinching your septum. Just make sure that they don't pierce your actual cartilage. They just pierce like the sweet spot between. And yeah, just take care of it as much as you can and try not to change the jewelry when you feel like it still hurts when you move it. That goes for any piercing, by the way. Don't even try to change the piercing if it's only like a day old or like less than a month old. Please don't. Please don't. Did water just hit my speaker? Okay. Sorry, my roof is leaky. Okay. Does getting a piercing hurt? Yes, but it depends on what. Because my earlobes, they're like a -1 out of 10. Double helix is definitely the most painful piercing out of everything I have. Okay, what else? Where do you buy your jewelries for your piercings? Okay, so I buy my piercing jewelry, like I said in my last video, I get it from online and I get it from my piercer. So make sure to hunt down on Shopee and Lazada. I recommend Shopee more. Just be careful with piercing jewelry that have like black paint or multicolored paint or anything. As much as possible, try to go for silver because they won't chip off. It's pretty shady to get them from online when they're colored because I have had bad experiences with black horseshoes. They chipped while my piercing was still healing from my septum and for my double helix as well. So don't get the colored ones if you're still trying to heal your piercings. Please don't. It's disgusting when you see the blood and the paint. I'm not even gonna get into it. How many piercings do you have, ate? Hehe. Okay. So currently I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 piercings right now. I want a nostril one someday. Soon. And actually, I've always wanted eyebrow piercing and tongue piercing too, but because I sing, you know, and I have this, it's just not gonna work. And eyebrow piercing is just, you know, I still want to be able to sleep properly, and you know, I'm kind of careless when I'm changing clothes a lot, so it's gonna reject and it's gonna snag for sure. I'm getting a little twitch in my eye. Ugh. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Where do you get your piercings? I think I want to get mine, lol. Okay. My piercing jewelry, as I previously said, is from online and from my piercers, and I got my piercings done from TJ Pierce. Subscribe to her here. She did my septum and my double helix. My lip piercing was done by Ronnie's Tattoo in Cebu, and my lobes, unfortunately, they weren't done with a needle because I didn't know any better and I was a stupid teenager. Gang gang. But yeah, please don't get your anything pierced with a gun. Please don't. Please. Yeah, so if you want to get a piercing, go to TJ. She's great. And she makes really good videos about piercings too. You're gonna learn a lot from her. Okay. What else? Would you like to have a piercing malapit sa collarbones mo? Lol, I just saw someone who has it. No. I'm never gonna hate on people who have it, but for me, I wear a lot of clothes, I take a lot of clothes off, it's definitely gonna snag. Same thing as the eyebrow piercing, it's definitely gonna come off. And, oh, can you imagine, like, me with something here and it's just gonna, like, rip off. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, I don't want that. How to hide septum piercing. I'm prepared to show you a demonstration. I wore my horseshoe just for this. Okay. So if you have more space in your nose up top, you can do what TJ does in her video and flip it upwards. Stick one part in and just flip it like that. But that doesn't work for me. So I just take it and bend it like this. Inwards. Wait. There. It's gone. And I'm gonna put it back. It's gonna look like I'm picking my nose, but who cares? There. That's how you hide your septum piercing, but I couldn't do it the first few weeks when I had it because it hurt too much. So it took me about a couple of months before I was able to do it, but maybe your pain tolerance is better than mine, so yeah. I keep doing. Okay. Next, do a fashion-related TikTok content. I'd rather do a lookbook, but thanks for the suggestion. I just want to be able to talk about the outfit because as you all know, as you've all gathered by now, I can't shut up and I want to talk. So yeah. Alternative music recommendations. PS. Shout out YouTube, go I make music. Please subscribe to Jace I'm gonna put a screenshot of her channel right here. Makes really cool covers. Is my very good friend of mine. I love her very much. Okay, so this is the same question as name an artist you discovered recently and what you like about them. So I recently have been introduced to the Flaming Lips, and I've only listened to Yoshimi Battles of Pink Robots. I don't know if I said that right, but they're really good. I'm sorry, I'm clicking my knuckles. They're really good. They have this really sad vibe that just makes you want to cry, but also makes you smile. I don't know how to describe it. Go listen to them for yourself. They're amazing. Okay. What else? Women's wear that would look good on guys and vice versa. So I have been thinking about this ever since I got this question. And the first thing that came to mind for women's wear that looks good on guys, I mean, this obviously isn't strictly for women, but you know those button-down, roughly, they're not polo, long sleeves that have the ruffles here as well? The ones that, like, you know, get worn by Prince, the artist. I love those. Those look good on men and women. Makes you look like a vampire pirate prince. I love them so much. They look amazing on literally anyone. And for menswear that looks good on women, I mean, this is so obvious, but trousers. Thank you, God, for women in trousers. Looks so good. Okay. Thank you for the question. Thank you for all your questions. What inspired your aesthetic in both music taste and fashion? By the way, miss you a lot. Stay safe. Oh, I miss you too. Stay safe. Love you. Okay. So, my fashion and my music taste basically go hand in hand. If I didn't listen to the music that I did, I wouldn't be dressing the way I do now. So, ever since I was young, I was already exposed to 80s music, 90s music, rock and pop and everything from my dad, and you know, some early 2000s R&B and stuff. It didn't really stick with me, but regardless, so a lot of that kind of led me to the things that I like now, like, you know, 80s stuff like the Smiths and the Cure and everything, 90s like Nirvana, you know, Neutral Milk Hotel and everything. So yeah, so for those things that I love, those bands and artists and all that music, I was able to gather the whole vibe from that era too, and try to incorporate that in my fashion, aside from the movies that I previously mentioned in the last video. That's where I get my aesthetic. Talk about MCR, probably because they're one of the only pop-punk bands whose music hasn't aged like milk. Is he wrong? No. Okay. My Chemical Romance. If you know me personally, you already know how much how obsessed I am with MCR, and they've influenced not only my dreams for my career, how I look at myself, how I carry myself, and how I write songs and everything, but they really changed my life, and they're really good. I'm sorry, I can't talk about them without rambling on and on and on. So my favorite album is Revenge, if any of you were wondering. 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. And go listen to MCR if you haven't. They're really good. And they're just so powerful as artists, individually even. The music they make now, especially when they're together, combined. I have no words. Series you've been watching lately and would recommend. I've been watching Glee again, which everyone has probably seen if they're around my age, but dang, I love it so much. The second-hand embarrassment I feel when I watch all those humiliating scenes, top tier. So yeah, I guess go watch Glee. What else have I been watching? Community, Money Heist, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yeah. Watch all of those if you want. They're really good. What brand of liners do you prefer? I actually am very cheap, so I like the very thin liners, and I buy them from Miniso. I forgot to grab them from there, but they're super thin and they're cheap. I know that a lot of people like Kat Von D and everything else, but I'm really trying to make use of what I have, so please don't hate me, but that's what I use. Miniso eyeliners that are for 99 pesos. Is that a waifu maker as your icon? Because like this was from Instagram. Yes, it is. Oh, last. How's Ateneo? Miss seeing you around, you hot stuff. Oh, Tracy, I miss you too. Ateneo's fine. We've been released pretty early compared to other schools, so yeah, we're doing okay. And everyone's pretty nice there. I mean, I've had a good freshman experience, aside from the men's culture shock of going from a Catholic school, it's very strict, to a very liberal university. So yeah, Ateneo's great. I miss you too. Hopefully when ECQ's done, we'll see each other around the town. Yeah, okay, so that's all. The video's still super long. I'll see you guys next week. Subscribe to my music channel. Follow me on Instagram. I'll see you guys very soon. Oh wait, really quick. Look how cute my earring is. Like, and my hamburger clips. Yeah. And my little sticker. Okay. Bye. Bye, guys. Real quick, I'm so sorry. I missed one question. What does your YouTube name mean? Séance is one of my favorite words, especially because the way Gerard sings it in This Is How I Disappear is amazing. And also, I like the way it sounds. And my favorite character on the Umbrella Academy is Klaus. So that's where Séance came from. LaVey is LaVey. So, bye. That's it. We got the footage. We got the footage. We got the hairline legends. The hairline legends.